Well, now I figure most of you remember the name Jock Sanders, and some of you are old enough to remember watching him play under Bill Stewart. Going to talk about that, talk about Mike Gundy, Ollie Gordon, and coaches, fans, perspectives. Before I get into all of that, I will say this is going WVU football going deep for fans who like to think as well as cheer. And I am for his posting. And I suppose that's for fans who like to jeer some of the time anyway. I do hope you will subscribe. We are now 40 subscribers away from the magic 500 mark. And also hope you'll share, make comments, good comments. That doesn't mean you agree with me. Just time to actually say something and maybe think a little bit. And okay, click the notification bell, even though YouTube hardly ever notifies anybody. And the thumbs up button would be nice as well. All of that helps the channel, which helps me. Okay, Jock Sanders. Now, Sanders was recruited as a running back, had to be switched to a slot receiver, and may have played wide sometimes, don't recall. In his first year, he had some issues. He wasn't really good at tracking the ball, and he had some pretty bad drops. After that, he worked his butt off and went on to make some really good catches and played for a few years in the Canadian Football League. So I think we can call it a successful career. I mean, I don't really know what else he has done, how successful he has been in any sense of the word. But in the midst of that success at West Virginia, he got in trouble. Don't recall what details we got. I think it was alcohol was, pretty much the common sort of thing. And all Bill Stewart told us was that Sanders was suspended and would be until he met the requirements that Stewart gave him for working his way back onto the team. So, punishment, opportunity for redemption with specific terms. Now compare that to the Ollie Gordon situation this past summer. And he was caught. I mean, I don't recall if he was speeding, but multiple open bottles of alcohol in the car. And I think I think he did test, above, well above the allowable limit and underage. And Mike Gundy, well, he said they would handle it their way. There would be no missed games. Didn't say suspended from the team for a while or not, but don't think so. Don't think suspension was involved in any way. And we have no idea what he did or didn't do. But what we do know is that he lost the team this season and his job. And Gordon did not have a good year. I cannot tell you that the problems for Oklahoma State were directly related to how Gundy handled or mishandled that situation. I can tell you that it seems pretty clear that he handled it very differently from how Bill Stewart handled the Jock Sanders situation. And of course, I know these are different times. Players are a bit different. I think there are still some standards, some ways in which people aren't different. And now, what does that have to do with much of anything today? Well, I do have a point. Believe it or not, I have a point. Most of the comments, or a lot of the comments from my last couple of videos have been, people who, they're interested in wins. All right. Perfectly legitimate. Or some just say, hey, I'm here for the entertainment. That's all I care about. That's also legitimate. Particularly, as long as you know what your standard is, what your belief is, hopefully you maybe take a look at what some of the other possibilities are, and don't necessarily get mad at somebody who has a different standard. Unless, of course, that standard is just crap. Yeah, there's that possibility. But it seems to me that, and I hate doing dichotomies, either or situations. You probably have gathered that. But for the moment, I am going to break fans down into two types. And that would be those who only care about wins and entertainment, not about, player development as people. And there are those who want the wins, entertainment, and character development of the players, not just athletic development. I don't think there is anyone, or at least not a significant number, who only wants character development. I don't know anybody, at least among West Virginia fans, who is satisfied with 5 or 6 wins, and generally not satisfied with 7. 7's kind of getting to the, well, it's not bad stage, but we pretty much want 8 wins or more. And and we want more to show up, on a regular basis. Come on, Bill Stewart won 9 games, 3 seasons in a row, and Oliver Luck declared it wasn't good enough. I'm not going to get into that. But what Bill Stewart did was basic character development. Recognizing that the players are human and that treating them as people with need to learn helped develop Jock Sanders, did not hurt the team, and probably helped the team. While Mike Gundy, who was perhaps overly concerned about wins at the expense of the the development that comes from basic discipline. Yeah. Whether you want to call it toughness, I don't know, tough love, whatever but he maybe let things slide too much, afraid to lose Gordon, and lost the team, lost the season. I think there is a balance in there someplace that we should shoot for. Yeah, I am on the side that says character development matters. And I think Rich Rodriguez believes character development matters. I don't think he ignores it. I don't think he balances it as much as I would like. I don't know how he would have in the past handled the Jock Sanders situation or the Ollie Gordon situation. And of course, that's how has he changed? I don't know. Not yet, anyway. But toughness, discipline, those are part of character development. They're part. I'd like to see more. Other people, wins are it. Okay, fine. But when I say I want both wins and character development, don't come back and say that I evidently don't care about wins and would be happy with Neil Brown if he only won a game a year. That's not what I said. But that's how some people are responding, although one of those comments I've never been able to find other than a notice that it happened. But just kind of think about that. And think about this. If you say that all you care about is entertainment, are you also saying that you don't care how the coaches treat the players? Because it's one thing to say that character development doesn't matter. But if you say it's only the entertainment and wins for you, are you saying, that the coach can stick a firecracker up the player's butt and light the fuse? Well, you haven't set limits. So, I think we can agree that there are limits. Even if it's only the entertainment, I don't think you want coaches to mistreat the players. Where that line is drawn does seem to change over time. But, if all you're interested in is entertainment, wins, that's fine. It's your choice. It does not really affect me. Just don't gripe about people who want wins and character development. Both. Not one or the other. Don't tell me that I don't care about wins. I want West Virginia to win every freaking game they play. And I want every player on the team to win citizenship awards yearly for the rest of their lives, No, I don't expect that to happen. But why shouldn't we set a high standard overall? Not just for wins, a high standard overall. Perfection's impossible. Screw it. Perfection's impossible. But it is what you set as your unreachable standard. Trying to reach it will pretty much screw you over. But having it out there, being aware of perfection, is worthwhile. All right. I know that was all much more philosophical than some guys like. Well, that's me. That's this channel. And that's if you don't like it, this isn't the channel for you. All right, folks. I do thank you for listening if you did. And those who come back, I expect I'll be talking to you later. We do have the coaching staff to put together. I know there's been a lot of gossip about who they might choose. I'm not getting into all of that because we don't know. And it is pretty dang close to, it's clickbait. And I don't do that. It's why I don't have a ton of subscribers. Well, it's one reason. Other reason, because some people don't like me, but that's okay. Now, we've also got the bowl game coming up Tuesday night. Don't forget about that. I don't know if I'll do a pre-game or post-game or anything like that, but I'll be watching, and we'll see if there are things to talk about before all is said and done. Okay, guys, I've got projects that I am supposed to be working on other than this, but this video came to mind, and I just couldn't resist. Yeah, when did I ever resist a chance to talk? All right. So long.